Hey, so I did a drawing today and it was about mood swings because I've been having one. I had I'm just gonna quit everything. Everything stinks. My life sucks, and I'm just gonna stop doing my business, and because I don't need to. And that's the funny thing is, like, I don't have any debt associated with my business, and I could just shut it down. I could just be done with it. And the reason why I was so upset was because my kiln broke, okay? And then I have this other kiln, and I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to get the other kiln fixed. And it's like this catch-22 situation where there's a plug on it that I don't have for the wall, but in order for a repairman to fix it, the plug has to be installed, and that costs money, but the kiln might not be worth anything, so why would I get that thing installed? So it's like, it was a nightmare. So anyway, I finally found a really nice guy at Chick Pottery, and he looked at pictures online and told me how much he thought it would cost to fix the old broken kiln, and he said it's not worth it, buy a new one. And so he sent me a quote, and the kiln that I want is $4,000. So when people are like, Julie, why don't you teach a class with my kids and whatever, I'm like, well, I don't have a kiln big enough, so I can't do the class for you, but I want to. And excuse me, yeah, I just can't even do the class if I want to. So I got this really awesome gimbal so that I could take smooth video. Anyway, I thought you would appreciate that. I could have saved the money and put it towards a kiln, I guess, but I really just wanted to keep making videos and have somebody to talk to when I go walking. So I think the plan is I'm going to look for a studio space first, sell stuff, save some money, and when I have enough money, then buy a larger pottery kiln, and then have the electrician come out and install the new plug that I need for that. So that's the plan. People really do look at you strangely when you have a camera and you're talking to your camera. They're like, what does she think she is? Some kind of like YouTuber or something? Yes, I am. Yeah, so once I finally got an answer to my problem, which was like, what to do with the kiln, then I felt better. Like all of a sudden this cloud that has been over my head has lifted. But you will see, hopefully I can post in here a picture of that piece of art that I did that showed my mood swing drawing. A really big flock of birds just took off from the roof of a building, and it just made the coolest noise. I could hear their wings flapping from, like, I don't even know how far away. Like, I don't know, I guess an eighth of a mile or something. Maybe less. The cloud has lifted. I feel better. And now we can talk about other things. So my search for a space, I went to see one building, and it had a bad feeling. It was really old, and it was right on the highway, and there was a lot of noise around it, highway noise and everything. And then we looked at this other building, and we're waiting to see if we can get that one. And it's such a struggle. Just waiting to see is such a struggle, waiting to see if we're going to be able to get it or not. So I'm trying to keep my spirits up while I wait patiently, impatiently. And oh my gosh, so many cars today. I hear geese back there. No, I kind of think wildlife is really cool. That was so cool last time we talked, and the deer showed up in the background. It was just like, he was just standing there looking at me, being all suspicious and stuff. I went to this meeting on Tuesday, and it was all about how we're getting this new community center that this group of people is starting. And I bought the t-shirt to help support it, and it's really like a great thing for the town. I'm super excited. But the meeting was so interesting because I showed up there and all the key players in the town were there. which was really neat, you know. I knew 20 or 30 people that were in the room, and I've never lived anywhere where I would know that many people in one room that would show up at like a community event. And small town living, everybody is famous in a small town, which is it's really cool. And so now even one of my friends just started making t-shirts to sell here that say local famous on it, which I thought was funny because ever since I started doing promotional things for local people, they started to call different people famous in town. So I feel like I had a part in that, for sure. I think I started it. Oh, today is day 308 of the Daily Doodle, and I think I can flip through some of them for you here and maybe give you an idea what I've been drawing lately. Lots of times they are locally themed because that's what I'm known for. But I would love to branch out and do funny drawings about the state of the nation and things, but I just stay out of politics. There's not that much else locally to really attack. That, like, not attack in a bad way, but like to go after as a theme. I don't know nationally. I don't know that stuff. Okay, so that's me panning up and down with the gimbal, and then I can move it left and right. It just moves it really smoothly. It's so pretty. There we go. I went to my chiropractor today and I talked to her about my mood, and she said when there's certain things that like she hates doing social media posts. She said that she schedules it for first thing Monday morning, and if she doesn't get what she needs to get done in the 2 hours she sets aside, then she just decides to do it again another day, and she puts it off a week. And so I was telling her, like, the thing that I couldn't do was, like, I was having trouble picking up the phone and calling the place to get information about the kiln. I was putting it off. I got this negative vibe, is that I don't even know, people say vibe now, but I got this like negative feeling off the first guy that I talked to about fixing it, and I just had to shake loose of that negativity, and I just didn't like the guy. It's funny, like, I don't want to work with people that treat me like I'm stupid. That I didn't want to pay also a $200 fee for the guy to drive to my location, $98 an hour service charge, and $80 an hour repair fee. I didn't have any problem with the $80 an hour repair fee if it was worth repairing, but he would not say to me whether or not it was worth repairing. And so I finally got a guy that would look at the pictures and give me a real good idea. And the fact is, the thing's $30. Okay, so I got it for free. Someone was giving it away. So I got like a couple $100 at least worth of kiln furniture, which is like the stuff that the pottery sits on inside of the kiln, which is the oven. I got like all that with it, totally worth keeping. And I will use that with the next kiln. But the rest of the kiln's not worth fixing. So I will just call. I have some stuff to send to the landfill, I guess, or whoever. Why we're putting off the things that we're putting off. Came home from the chiropractor from talking to her about making a schedule to just sit down and do it. And I figured, look, I'm going to have to do it either way. And I just said, screw it, I'm doing it now. And I picked up the phone and I made the calls, and it's done. And the other kiln repair I'm just doing myself, and it turns out it's like this really simple thing that needs to get fixed. So just got to tear off the Band-Aid sometimes when you're procrastinating and make yourself do it. I threw some tiny pottery too on the tiny pottery wheel. I believe, that video's on the other channel. There's a trail. I have found a trail. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around because I think there's deer. I scared that deer just as much as she scared me. I don't even know if I caught any of it. Yeah, so I went to the chiropractor because a couple weeks ago I woke up with a limp, and it's much better now, but still hurts like up near my hip area. I got a really tight muscle, and then I started noticing that as I sat to draw, if I got up to walk, like it took a while for me to like get a normal walk back. So yeah, she's been adjusting me, and it's been good, but really sometimes she acts more like a therapist, and it's really helpful. She was just giving me ideas about how I could get out of my slump that I've been in. My dad used to twirl his hair. I wonder if that's genetic. So my friend Kay commented on a video, and she said she didn't see the Trinity t-shirt because she saw the deer at the end, but she didn't see the Trinity t-shirt. And that was because I thought she watched the video on the other channel. Oh my gosh, Kay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was on the other channel. All I really got to see was their tails.